Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I was a huge fan of the original Shazam movie. I couldn't wait for a sequel. All the promotional work, all the trailers, all the teasers, everything that has led up to this point had me really excited to check this movie out. Little side note about my theater, though, there weren't too many people in it. It is a Thursday night screening, so maybe there'll be more this weekend, but I got a really bad feeling that this movie's going to super underperform, which is a shame because it's actually really good. It's one of the few comic book movies I can truly say is better than the original. I can say that with, like Winter Soldier, for sure, is a better movie than the original Captain America. I don't know if there's really many others that stand out to me as being, I guess you could say, The Dark Knight, but I personally like Batman Begins more than I like The Dark Knight, and it's for other reasons I'll get into someday. Maybe I do a video on it. But Shazam! Fury of the Gods is definitely an improvement on the original movie, a movie that I love, by the way. So it's actually a surprise to me that I like this one more. The action's good. The expansion of the mythology behind Shazam is pretty cool. Now, there are two villains in this movie, played by Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, and while they are not comic book characters, they definitely help flush out the world of like gods and monsters in a way that is, haha, DC, gods and monsters. James Gunn had nothing to do with that, so that's fine. But they really do a good job flushing out a believable world that Shazam and his powers and all these things would have come from. So it was pretty cool that they decided to go with an original villain for this movie. I feel like it really works, and this movie's got some really cool visuals in it, man. It's got some really cool fight scenes and some cool use of powers. Lots of shit to gobble up if you're just kind of, an action movie guy or action movie viewer. You want to go to the movies and just have a popcorn flick. It's that, but it's also got the heart and it's also got the humor. So it's a really, really tight blend of all those things, and it really works perfectly. There's a few things about this movie that might be confusing for some people, I think, because right now the DC Studios is kind of in a in-between gray area where we don't know which characters are moving over into DC Studios. We don't know which characters are dying here with this last year of movies. So I don't know. I think people might be confused. There are some cameos that were teased in this movie in the trailers that, again, all they do is add a little more confusion onto what's already there. I mean, it's not a spoiler at this point, but Wonder Woman is in this movie, and she's got a bunch of dialogue, and she's really there. It's not a headless shot of, Henry Cavill Superman like in the first movie. It starts off that way, which is pretty funny, and then it pans up. And oh my God, there's a scene in this movie where Billy Batson is having a dream where he's on a date with Wonder Woman, and that has some of the funniest shit I've ever seen in a superhero movie in it. It is golden. It is golden, and I gotta give it to my man Jaimon Hansu, who comes back as the wizard. That is kind of what they just call him. He's so much better in this movie than he was in the first one. In the first one, obviously he doesn't have a lot to kind of go on. He's more of the, he's not a MacGuffin, but he's kind of the passing the torch and, crumbling away sort of character that is meant to introduce you to this world, where this movie, he is living and breathing with your characters, and he's fucking hilarious. He's so good. I was laughing. He has great exchanges with the kid that plays Freddy, Zach Dylan Grazer. He has such good comedic timing with that kid, and oh my God, I just want a movie with just those two, like a buddy traveling the world movie with just those two. That'd be amazing. The kids are great. The actors, when they Shazam up, they all do a great job with what they're given. Some of them are given a little more to do than others. Obviously, it's a big cast. You can't really expect everybody to shine. It is Zach Levi's movie, so technically him and Zach Dylan Grazer as Freddy not Shazammed they kind of do the most of the movie. And I don't know, man. I thought this movie was great. I thought it was everything I wanted it to be and more. There are 2 post-credit scenes in this movie. One of them sort of sets up what would be, I imagine, Shazam 3, and the other one is kind of more of an expansive DC trailer, all or post-credit scene, but it's still again confusing. That mid-credit scene is very confusing because it sets up some stuff that I don't know what the payoff is. I mean, it seems like it could be James Gunn's DC payoff there, but they're hilarious. Anyways, the post-credit scenes are really great, and definitely stay and check them out. So I think it is better than the first movie. I think they've succeeded in expanding the lore and taking the step you need when making a sequel to a superhero movie to make it better than the first one. And I think in that regard, they've succeeded. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for my review of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. The question is for you. Have you seen this movie, and what did you think about it? Did you like it as much as the first Shazam movie? Did you not like it as much as the first Shazam movie? Did you hate both of them? Whatever you thought about the Shazam movies and Shazam! Fury of the Gods, please let me know in the comments. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll come at you with more content as I come to it. Thanks.